This is the third part of my ongoing battle to make my first kilt. I covered the general design principles, planning and marking out in the first film. Sewing and basting the pleats is covered in the second. Now, I have to finish it.
And finishing it now seems pointless, as the pleats are terrible. All my projects hit a stage where I'm really unhappy with how things are going, but these should be nice, parallel, perfectly matching lines, and they are so far from it. But this is my first kilt. It was never going to be perfect, it needs to be finished, and from the front it looks okay. The first task is to baste down the deep pleats. I'd also missed some basting to join the last in the deep pleat, so I added this too. I could then add the steeking. This is a set of tailor stitches that hold the pleats in place at the back and add some strength. This is followed by adding a stabilising band at the waist before I can put in the canvas lining. Another sign that I'd made a mistake along the way is that I'm cutting out a wee tab so I can fit it under the basting I did on the deep pleat. Another quick bit of basting and I sew the canvas on the underside apron. I'm putting in an invisible stitch to secure the bottom edge, but this is so wrong. Thankfully there is a well-made kilt in my house, and I inspect the construction here. You leave the canvas and lining open on the aprons. This is fine. I'm not taking it out now. I get to work on the front apron and try to match what I saw in the kids' kilt. I can now cut the canvas for the pleats. My canvas will cover the full fell. This is because my fabric is a little lightweight, and this will add some heft to the garment. This is basted into the back of the pleats with a tailor stitch. Another indicator that my pleats aren't quite right is that I'm supposed to fold the canvas periodically to get it round the curve that the pleats should create. But you can see that I only needed to put in 2 at random spots, meaning that I didn't get even sizing of my pleats to create this curve. But let's just keep moving forward. I can now add the buttonhole for the under apron strap. This should be where the first and second pleats meet, with a gap in the sewing and a slit in the underside of the pleats. But by this point, I'm sick of tradition. So using the buckle I have for sizing, I mark the point I want the hole. I mark this with pins and turn to the wrong side where I slit open the canvas. I cut a Y shape and fold them back, then stitch around the edge. I then stitch a box of bar tacks on the machine, and I'm happy. It's getting late, I can see the finish line, so I trim both aprons to size. Press over a hem and sew it up. Time for the real press. I set up my table with the excess canvas and a wool blanket to protect it. I lay out the kilt, fill my iron to the brim and spritz the garment. I lay another scrap of wet canvas over the top and press the kilt. I burnt it. One more film.